We fixing to make this town real smoking.
So I went back to the IGN interview from like a month ago, and I just want to play this small clip for you guys.
But can you tell us a little bit about how this Tekken 8 version of Heihachi will be different from previous iterations, and maybe like how he will use heat to his advantage?
So right here, Nakatsu's talking, and Michael Murray's going to translate for Nakatsu.
Saw little story hints about the monks in the footage and what he has to do with them, and that maybe will dictate some of his moveset as well. So there's some hints there.
The monks that Heihachi is working with, we still don't know if these monks are the ones who resurrected Heihachi, or if he was resurrected by someone else or something else, and then he teamed up with them. But these monks that he's training with, he's going to pick up a lot of their new moves and their abilities, and I would imagine that's going to be a lot of his heat extensions and stuff like that. Because if you think about Jun Kazama, right? Jun Kazama, she's not super different from Tag 2, but she is different from Tag 2. And a lot of the things that make her different is her spiritual attacks. They gave her a lot of new stuff through her spiritual powers, and just viewing the way that she changed, and also you could talk about Raven, I can envision what they're going to do with Heihachi Mishima. He will embody not only a Mishima warrior, but also this monk fighting style. A lot of people, they really like the gameplay of Heihachi. When you talk about his data in Tekken 7, I believe he was like one of the most played characters in the whole game. I'll show you exactly. He was 13, then he went to 12, then he went to 11. So he's getting more popular as Tekken 7 was going on, especially into later years. And that's without the character being busted or overpowered or all of those weird things that just muddies up the data and makes you wonder, do people really love this character or do people love the data? For Heihachi, it's all about the character. It's all about the gameplay. And when you talk about what they're going to show us in this trailer, I think a lot of people were expecting some of the old Heihachi, and the reason why I say the old Heihachi is because I think they're going to give us a new Heihachi. That new Heihachi is going to be very different from what a lot of people are expecting him to be. Tekken currently has a lot of overlap, and I quickly put together this tier list that shows all of the different overlapping characters. Some of these characters like Nina and Anna, they may share like 1 or 2 moves, 3 moves. They may share a style, but they share a few moves. Then you have a character like Law, who are basically clones. Harong Baek-Dusan, they share a little bit, but not a lot. But you can see some of these characters are spitting images of one another. At the bottom of this tier list, I organized characters who are more similar and how the developers are going about differentiating them. For example, King and Armor King, these two characters who share a couple of things, mostly throws. Same thing with Alex and Roger. These two characters also have a lot of King-like throws, giant swing and chain throws and stuff like that. But the thing about King, Roger and Alex as well is these guys have Mishima tactics, like hell sweeps and stuff like that. So they kind of blur the lines between being both. And then you can also talk about the bears being like one another, but also Kuma being like a Mishima. And when you talk about them adding Heihachi into the game, I think they're going to change him up a lot to differentiate him from Reina. And the reason why I say that is because Asuka and Jun. Asuka was pretty much a replacement from Jun Kazama, but Jun Kazama was highly requested, so they had to bring her back. And they made Jun Kazama go down this route of using more abilities and using more of her spiritual powers, while Asuka's kind of the more brawler of the two. That's how they separated them, even though they both are using the Kazama style. One is brawler, one is power. With the Mishimas, you have Heihachi doing electrics and hell sweeps. You have Kuma now doing electrics and hell sweeps. Kazuya, Angel, Jin, Devil Jin, Jinpapi. Kazumi's kind of similar as well, and then you have Reina, and then like I said, Alex and Roger. As we watch this video from IMOP, notice the similarities with Reina and Heihachi. You can see that at the start of this clip, Reina did the Omen. Heihachi also has the Omen. Both of them have electrics. Reina right there is using Heihachi's headbutt to activate heat. Heihachi has the same thing. Hell sweeps. This is all stuff we know, but I'm just highlighting this so you guys can understand truly how similar these characters are and what I think they're going to do to differentiate them. When I look across the whole roster and I look at how these characters are changing and evolving into Tekken 8, there's only one character who I still to this day think is a bad adaptation, and that is Eddie Gordo. Eddie Gordo is too much of a distinction from himself. I think Tekken 7 Eddie Gordo functioned in one way, and the Tekken 8 Eddie Gordo is really not the same character at all. He may do some of the same things in the string here and there, but he's not at all the same. And then when you talk about Lydia has changed a lot from Tekken 7. To my surprise, I thought they were just going to copy and paste it in a lot of ways and just add heat, but they did not do that. That character is very new in a lot of ways, but still feels like old school Lydia. Has a lot of that old iconic moves that you would look forward to, and with Heihachi Mishima and them adding that monk style to him, they're basically going to do the same thing.